Given how Sam had his map usually oriented on the arm display, he was doing a spacewalk on his perceived top of the station. He had the airlock nearby filled with building materials he had procured through clam trades with the stickens. He had just finished tacking down the last wire loop to the hull and was pulling the securing wire taut. He clamped it down to the loop and then attached his clips to the wire. His mag boots thunked with each step as he walked back to the airlock, tool tray floating behind him. The door was still open to space as he entered. Inside, gravity plating reoriented him. He pulled a length of metal out of the stack and fed it slowly outside. He held to the end as weightlessness held the rest. Sam then exited again, walking the metal to the desired location. It floated in front of him. He got to the marked-off spot and he maneuvered it into place. He reached to the tray and grabbed his welder. The helmet shielding automatically darkened as he tacked the metal in place. "Hey, Orbit." "Yes, sir? I've been thinking about the currency problem again." "Yes, I remember the last captain got you pretty angry. Your ears were quite red." "I still think that having money would make it easier. They keep laughing it off. They do not trade often with other species, sir. I was talking with my friend, and you are quite an exception to their norm." "Your friend?" "Their communication protocol holograms, sir. He and I enjoy sharing information strings." "Oh yeah, he bothers me." "We know, sir. He does that on purpose. They designed him to put other species mildly at unease during communications to induce stress responses." "Do you not think having money would help?" he asked. "They would most likely counterfeit anything you could make, sir. Their manufacturing is currently beyond your present capabilities." Sam finished a bead and paused. "What about the blockchain craze a few hundred years ago? Could we use a blockchain?" He put the welder back on the tray and started walking back for another metal beam. "Blockchain proved to be a failure as it was not backed by any government or hard currency, sir. It was one of the key factors in the economic collapse of 2029. He dropped out of the conversation and continued working. Sam had put up 100 feet of wall bracing when he spoke again. "I'm going to name the station after my namesake." "Samuel Langhorne Clemens, a.k.a. Mark Twain?" Orbit replied. "Yes, I'll call it the Twain. We can declare it sovereign human territory, and thus it will have a government. I will back the crypto with clams, with SFP approval, of course." Sam laughed. "We can even call it clams." "The currency, sir?" "Yeah, I think it will work." "Yes, blockchain is within my programming scope. The encryption and tracking would be beneficial, and they would not be able to counterfeit it. I can create pocket programs for each ship to store their credits." "Could you build a merchant program where we could display what we have for sale and how much, and each captain could do the same?" "I could incorporate the two together, sir." "Yeah, like a marketplace with a wallet attached." "I like it. Make it so." He chuckled. "I'll get you some prototypes done within the hour, sir." Sam finished another section of wall when his display pinged. A blue square appeared on it. He clicked it and saw a picture of a sphere of clams. Price display of 20C. It was posted under the profile Twain Station. Another picture displayed two starfish persons holding a sphere above themselves with a caption. "Twain Station restaurant always open?" "What are your thoughts on it, sir?" "You do good work, Orbit. I approve. We'll test it out with the next ship that comes through." Sam smiled as he continued welding. It wasn't long before the next ship came. Sam was naked, sitting on a bench outside of the shower, cleaning his suit. The gauntlet sitting down in the mist pinged. Orbit spoke through a nearby speaker. "Large Stygian craft circling, sir." "Did you brief them on the new merchant program?" he said as he wiped down his helmet. "Yes, sir. They appear to be excited, sir. They request you buy from their shops. They wish to come aboard and eat." Sam lifted up his gauntlet and activated the display. The ship was larger than all previously encountered. It was triangular and ringed with cannon placements. A blue square with a white C in the middle hovered over their ship. He clicked it. They had over 3,000 items listed already. As he was looking at the first one, 10 more items came up for sale. He noted they had the contents of their black hold listed. He offered 50C for it. SFP are always asking them for that nastiness. "Very true, sir. The offer came through accepted. They are requesting permission to dock." "Allow it." Sam continued scrolling. They had 3 arc cannons listed. They were asking 5,000 C for each. Orbit, ring up the SFP for me. Yes, sir. You have question for us, Sam Human? Yes. Have you been looking over the new merchant program yet? Yes, we enjoy. We saw you just bought Black Holdings for us, thank you. I'm thinking of buying a cannon for the ship. It will give the Stickians a lot of money. How many clams are you all able to trade? Our present surplus is at 3,012. We are proud of restaurant. We produce many clams for sale. Sam made an offer on the cannon, 3,012 C. It was immediately accepted. Sam stood in the hallway as a legion of Stickian soldiers marched down the hall. They skipped and jumped. Some would punch and grab each other. Eye stalks bobbed and arms were waving. Sam walked behind the last of them and entered the restaurant. He had spent a month upgrading the large room, moving tables and chairs from all over the station. The entire place was filled. Some Stickians were standing and reaching over their cohorts to grab clams off tables. SFP clusters were rolling in, delivering spheres, and rolling back out through a pair of swinging doors Sam had installed. They're like car hops. I see that connection, sir. 3 days later, a Stickian civilian vessel docked while Sam was doing a spacewalk to install the arc cannon. He watched as the SFP purchased their black hold and 2 storage containers of silica. Sir? Orbit interrupted. Yes? Vessel of unknown origin asking to speak to you. Where is it? Edge of my scanning range, sir. Put them through. Sam placed his tools onto the magnetic tray and stood up. Hello. Is this the human Sam? It is. And who am I speaking with? I'm Guachuk of the Consortium. We wish to conduct trade. A cluster of starfish people accompanied Sam and a hologram of Orbit as 6 members of the Consortium descended down the entry gantry. 2 large, hairy quadrupedal obelisks led the party. A floating, translucent cylinder full of squirming spaghetti followed. Behind the cylinder was some sort of robot. The robot consisted of 6 long, spindly legs and a platform it kept steady. The platform came up to Sam's chest. On the top of the platform was a small assemblage of furniture, with 3 different creatures sitting around a table. A creature that looked like 4 slugs were melted together, a furry ball that was manipulating a small glass with ringed tendrils, and a suited creature that looked like a gloved hand with a helmet where the wrist would be, all paused and turned toward Sam. The cylinder of spaghetti floated to the front of the group. I am Guachuk. We spoke. Sam raised his hand too in a small wave. Hello, welcome to Twain Station. We wish to discuss trade. Sam motioned his hand to the hall. We have a room available we can use to talk. Sam led everyone down the hall to the old lunchroom. 3 tables, several benches, and his chair were in the center of the room. The cluster of starfish people rolled around to a table with benches, unhinged from one another, and sat down. The 2 obelisks straddled a bench and lifted their legs, balancing themselves. The robot stood to the side, and Guachuk floated in between tables. Sam then walked over to his seat and sat down, with Orbit appearing beside him. So, you wish to buy clams? No? Sam paused for a moment. Well, we don't have much else. We conduct trade routinely with the Felbian, whom you refer to as Stickians, I believe. We encountered the Felbian warship Star Skipper and wished to conduct routine trade with them. The normal trade behaviors were forgotten. They would only sell to us using a program. Your program. They wanted to use your currency. We had none of your currency. We have a dilemma. The obelisks twisted, and the creatures on the robotic platform raised glasses. Guachuk continued. We investigated you. We found you here. Your hail declares this as Twain, a human-founded independent station. This is correct? Yes, Sam nodded. And you have an issue with this? No, Guachuk's cylinder speaker shouted. We wish for currency so as to continue trade with the Felbian. For barter wish help your station. What kind of help? Sam asked. The most valuable of help. We wish to repair your station and also add more living space to it. The SFP twitched. A dot of light bounced through the red cord in the corner of the room. We need more life space to grow more clams. We need more silicate for building. We need more nutrients. Sam nodded at that. I will gladly pay for more space dedicated to farms. I would also like an area of my own build. How much would that cost? Rooms as described do not require much hard-to-get materials. It does require several shipments of materials. Given your assessment of worth for the Felbian arc cannon, I put estimate at 16,000 C. Orbit thoughts? That influx of cash would quickly end up with the, Felbians. It would thus be spent here. The SFP do not have that many clams currently. Shortage of clams would cause prices to rise quite quickly. It would trigger a crypto crash. How much could we spend currently? We could spend another 3,000 C at current economic output, sir. Sam looked at Gwachuk. What can you build for 3,000? We wish to develop this station, Gwachuk replied. We will take the 3,000 and build 3 tiare-length clam farms per their specifications. We offer trade of your quarters construction for allowance for us to build an office and storehouse. You want an office here? Yes. Station is a good location. We wish to use as a trade outpost. Orbit, how big is a tiare? It is about 60 meters, sir. SP, what do you think? We agree to more farms. You give them currency. Life space grows. Sam stood up. Gwachuk, you have a deal. Sam was attaching the wiring harness to the arc cannon when he saw the Consortium on dock. He had watched as the SFP bought and drained their black tank through the umbilicus. Orbit. Yes, sir. Thoughts on the Consortium? I monitored their internal private transmissions, sir. They appear rude. They dislike you. They will honor their agreements, but have intent to exploit everything possible. You may be in over your head. Yeah, I'm worried too.